Did you know that if one of your parents has psoriasis, your chances of developing it increase to about 14%? And if both parents have the condition, this risk can rise to an alarming 40%? This raises an intriguing question: is psoriasis inevitable for those with a family history? While some people develop the disease without genetic antecedents, others with a strong family inheritance never show symptoms. So, what is the true role of genetics in this complex condition? Psoriasis is a chronic autoimmune disease that affects millions of people worldwide. Characterized by inflammation and scaling of the skin, this condition can range from mild cases to severe forms that significantly impact the quality of life. But what truly causes psoriasis? Many believe genetics is the main factor, while others point to environmental triggers. In this video, we will explore the latest research to understand to what extent our genes determine this condition. Psoriasis has been the target of many misconceptions over the years. One of the most common is the belief that it is exclusively hereditary. Many people with cases in the family believe they will inevitably develop the disease, while others with no diagnosed relatives are surprised when they manifest the symptoms. This raises a big question: if genetics was the only factor, why don't all individuals with hereditary predisposition develop psoriasis? Another widespread misconception is that psoriasis is contagious. Being a visible skin condition, many people mistakenly assume that direct contact can transmit it. This myth generates social stigma, causing many patients to feel embarrassed or isolated. The truth is that psoriasis is not caused by viruses or bacteria and therefore cannot be passed from one person to another. Moreover, there is an ongoing debate among experts about the real weight of genetics in the disease. Some argue that genetic heritage is the main factor, while others claim that environmental triggers play as big or even a more significant role. But if it's not just genetics, then what else influences the emergence of psoriasis? To understand this issue, we need to explore the most recent research on genes linked to psoriasis. Studies indicate that certain hereditary patterns increase the risk of the disease, but the manifestation of symptoms may depend on other factors such as stress, infections, and lifestyle. Genetics may be one of the pillars of psoriasis, but it is far from the only determining factor. Science has already identified several genes associated with the development of psoriasis. Among them, the most studied is SORS1, a gene located on chromosome 6, which appears to be strongly linked to the predisposition to the disease. Research shows that approximately 30% of patients with psoriasis have variations in this gene. However, it does not work alone. Other genes, such as IL-23R and TNF-AIP3, also play a crucial role in regulating the immune system and the body's inflammatory response. What do these genes have in common? They are all related to the functioning of the immune system. Psoriasis is an autoimmune disease, which means the body's own defense system mistakenly attacks healthy skin cells, causing inflammation and scaling. This failure in the immune system can have a genetic origin, but it is not sufficient, by itself, to trigger the disease. Another significant point is the matter of hereditary patterns. Studies with identical twins show that if one has psoriasis, the other has an approximate 70% chance of developing it as well. This suggests that although genetics is a significant influence, other external elements need to be present for the condition to manifest. But what are these external factors? And how do they interact with genetics to trigger psoriasis? To answer this, we need to understand better the relationship between the environment and genes in developing this condition. If genetics define the predisposition to psoriasis, why do some people with these genes never develop the disease? The answer lies in the interaction between environmental factors and genetic predisposition. Having a gene associated with psoriasis does not necessarily mean the disease will manifest. An external trigger is required to activate this predisposition. One of the main environmental triggers is stress. Studies show that elevated and prolonged stress levels can trigger inflammatory responses in the body, activating the genes linked to psoriasis. Additionally, bacterial or viral infections, such as strep throat, can lead to the first outbreak of the disease, especially in genetically predisposed individuals. Another important factor is lifestyle. Excessive alcohol consumption, smoking, and even obesity can increase the risk of psoriasis manifestation. This occurs because these factors directly influence the immune system and the body's inflammatory processes. Exposure to certain weather conditions can also influence. Intense cold and dry air can dry the skin and exacerbate inflammation, while moderate sun exposure can help relieve symptoms, as sunlight has immunomodulatory effects on the skin. This leads us to a crucial conclusion: psoriasis is not caused solely by genes nor only by the environment, but by the interaction between both. Understanding this is fundamental to developing more effective strategies for controlling the disease. Psoriasis is a complex condition influenced by both genetics and the environment. Although certain genes, like SORS1, are linked to predisposition to the disease, they are not enough to trigger it alone. External factors such as stress, infections, and lifestyle play an essential role in the activation of symptoms. Understanding this interaction is fundamental to seeking more effective methods of control and prevention. But what about you? How has psoriasis impacted your life? Now that you better understand the relationship between genetics and psoriasis, we want to hear your opinion. Do you or someone in your family have psoriasis? Which environmental triggers seem to influence your case the most? Share your experiences in the comments. If you want to know more about how to control psoriasis and reduce inflammatory triggers, check out our recommended videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more health and wellness content.